Yeah, good morning, everybody. This is exactly 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, and I've got to do this. Um, if you have been following my channel on YouTube and what I've been doing for a couple of weeks now, you will understand that price has been moving, as we expect it to move, and we are still bearish on Euro USD, which means that dollar still has a couple of movement to still do. For now, we are inside correction, and you want to trade cautiously. Um, what frustrates most trader is to think that this is what price wants to do, and you are not able to get it, and you're on the wrong side. You can see whatever you want to see, but it doesn't mean that that is what the price is doing. So your ability to see what exactly the price is doing and where the direction is going to go is what makes you a successful trader in this business. You've got to look at possibilities. At times, the structure might present you with three variations, two variations, four variations. Where you have three, four variations, all you can do when that happens is to uh, look for the best of all the variations and what you think price will do. Um, there are levels, when you are trading, that you know that price should not do this. So if price should do this, then there is a change of the structure. Now, when you are able to reach this, it makes you better. So before you are taking, you tell yourself, if the price gets to this point, you think price is doing something else, then you have to look at the structure. You have to understand structure. You have to understand the wave. You have to understand, what you are seeing. Now, this is this week that is going to end soon. And we were here, we saw this, and this, when I said that what we are still seeing is a corrective mode. If you are going to change trend, you will be seeing big candles the second week going up. That is what you should be seeing. A motive wave like this. That's what you will be seeing. But on the weekly, we still know that we are still correcting. Despite the fact that this is almost fully forming, we are still correcting. And if you look here also, see this movement, the bullish move, we are still correcting. For many people, this is a big move to the upside. If you look at that from this point to this point, where the correction started in itself, that is not less than about 434 pips move to the upside. Now, we just want to be on the right side of the trade. We want to know exactly at what point do we get into the trade. That is what is the headache for most people. And you've got to be very, very patient with price. Except you know the structure in the middle and you think, oh, you want to make a short, move in the middle, or you want to scalp it. You're scalping, you must know where it's going to land. Otherwise, price will do what you don't expect and you'll be losing out. Never rush into a trade, think, oh, the move had started. The move that you didn't know was going to start at a point and you are not joining it. You don't know when it's going to turn back. And when you think you are reading the price action on the lower time frame or whatever time frame you are trading correctly, and oh, this is double top, this is triple top, this is double bottom, this is head and shoulder, price does not, and structure does not really behave that. I mean, sorry, does not really respect that. The price will do what it wants to do. Now, enough of my sermon. What is most key or important here is to know what price wants to do. Like I said in one of my video, that this is not thing but consolidation. So how we get to sell at the height of this consolidation to come down with the price to aim for at least 400 to 500 pips. That is what. So you take your small bit of lots to still reap a good reward when you know where to actually launch. That is what we want to see. Now we are still coming down. This is not the way price is going to reverse. This is not the way it's going to reverse. We're still coming down. And so far, we don't break the limit of wave 2 of the ending correction. So, we still believe that we are doing a wave 4 of the ending correction. So that is what I'm trying to say. So this candle getting fully formed does not mean anything to me. What is most important and key here is that we might be, changing gear after next week. Maybe by the end of next week, we should be, turning down again. So I can only see that we still have one more week to decide. At the end of that week, we should be probably having something close to this, or something like this, or something like this. So I don't know what it's going to be like. We should be having something close to this or something like this. So, but I think the structure will tell us. So now, let me bring out my label. Now, this is the wave 2 of the ending structure. After this and this, I said so much about this. And this is wave 1. And this is wave 2. I believe this is wave 3. So we've not actually completed wave 4. And I think during the week, I posted a video when I saw what the price is doing. So you can still see what I was proposing here, the move of the zigzag to get us to this point. So we are still within, price may go up from the current level by how many pips? By between 231 to 341 pips, about 200 to 300 pips. Price may still go up from the current level. So when you don't know and you just want to blindly sell, you are going to lose big, because that is huge, between 200 to 300 pips to the upside. But what is most important, once we don't break above this level, so it's like, oh, I can tell precisely that, oh, we don't break above this level is what is key for us. So which means that this will be corrected. This particular will be corrected, and the ending structure, the 4 will be here. So most likely. So what is key for us is the level of 1.02 100 is not broken. So we are going to be looking inside of that. May I do something again? Now, so which means that largely we're not going to break this trend line here. So we're not going to break this trend line here for now. So we are going to have this one slanting a bit, to give us, this is still at, this angle is acute for an ending structure really. So coming up here, we just do it. So we have not finished the 4th wave of the ending structure. And after the 4th wave of the ending structure is finished, then we should be seeing more down to now do this wave 5 that we have been talking about, that we've not even done at all. We've not done this wave 5 at all. That is what I saw during the week. Your ability to see that, as early as possible is very key. So price may break this one. It doesn't really matter now. So, but this level of price must not come and break 1.03700, this level. So long the price is still below here, this is no go area for price. So long the price is still below this area, yeah, price will still be coming down. So that's, you must mark that, you must note that. It doesn't really matter because it's an ending structure. You can't be drawing 0.50, or 0. No. This is an ending structure. So price is below here. So let me go inside again. You need to watch this over and over to understand. Now, on the daily, I've said a whole lot that this actually went up in 3-wave format on the daily. So you can see a 1, a 2, and a 3. And this is not the way price will even move on the daily if we are changing direction or we are changing trend and we are moving up. No, this is not a 5-wave structure to be upside on the daily. And this move here, do you understand? So it's more of less correcting these. So you must know when you have a move and a level that price should not breach based on the structure that is forming before you know you're going to go to the upside. So pretty much see this triad here, this and this and this, and that is what we are seeing here again, that we're going to be seeing more upside, even though it's corrective. So when you see it like this in the middle, and this, yeah, it's actually corrective. If the wick had been down or something like that, maybe it would be saying a whole lot. Now, when you had this candle here forming after this one, you think, oh, we're going to move big movement up. Well, we quite a decent one before they change the tide again. So we may be seeing something like this here. For now, we will be breaking this top. That is what I can see from this formation. We are going to break this top. We are going to break all of this top, to come up to somewhere here. So that is what I'm saying now. And I saw that during the week, and I told us what I saw. So we're not going to look at the inside of that structure. This is the 4-hour time frame now. Now, you are blessed when you see movement and you understand what the movement is all about. And when this went up, it could have been the end of 4th wave. And when they decide to make it more complex in the middle, they will do something like this. If this one had been wave 1 of hive, I would expect it to even get close to this point, to a point that it's going to break it before we now have wave 3 of that end structure. But now they have changes in the middle, and I saw that and I said, now consider this movement here and the movement that we're seeing here. Now, the first push within the first 8 hours went up by about 220 pips before this correction here. Now, and that's just two candles, 2 4-hour candle movement to the upside before we had this. Now, about 220 pips. Now, these are done like 3 4-hour candle, and it has not even pushed up as you saw here, which means that momentum also is dying. The momentum also is dying. So you have to look at the big picture to see. Yeah, with that 4, it's just about 164 pips to the upside. It's not even up to what this one gave us. Now, we'll be expecting this candle to appear on the 4-hour and close like this on the 4-hour, and that will signify the end of wave 1 of this correction here for us to, because it's going to be, we are expecting a zigzag. So if this one had gone up, yeah, this one actually went up like a 5-wave structure already, like a 5-wave structure. So this is the first, yeah. It's a zigzag in the sense, yeah, it is a zigzag. This one is like a 5-wave structure. Then we have a flat in the middle and this movement of another 5 waves to end. And now they now did correction here. So we are expecting that also that this might be giving us a 5-wave to the upside, maybe another flat in the middle or so before we have the last leg, of that wave to complete what we are seeing. So you may be seeing an equal leg like this, a movement like this from here now, because we are done here. So we maybe seeing a movement where it could actually also have started from here. The movement that we are seeing here to this side, we have started also from here now. So we may have seen the first wave, and probably the flat in the middle here is a bit extended, and that is what probably most likely we are seeing around this area, which is like a 1, which is A, B, and a C. Then we are now moving the last leg, which looks like this. And this last leg may be extended. This is where we need to pay attention to catch our move to the downside now. We are going to be counting inside this new structure that is forming. Now, this is what is expected really of an impulse of the last leg of a zigzag that is unfolding. So if we didn't see this, we might not take it serious. But we saw this move now, so we now know that this is an impulse, of that zigzag correction, the last leg of it. This is an also impulse. So impulse that you see does not actually mean that, oh, it's going to go like we are reversing or we are doing, so it could be a big correction that we want to do, like we are seeing it unfolding here. So it's an impulse really. And, but when you look at the internal structure of this, it's actually a 5-wave structure. It's like a 3-wave structure of an impulse, which is this, and this. So we are going to be seeing that also. So this will be just be one of it here, and the middle structure here before we now see this last. We are going to pay close attention here, because if you don't count the structure very well, you might be launching wrongly also. So now let me bring out those instruments again. Good. So we now sure that this is going to break this. So I may take this out. So we're going to break this structure. So we're going to break it now. Good. So now let me again explain here that we have a W in the red, an X in the red, and we are seeing Y now going up to the Y in the red. So we have done, we could have actually, because it's a blue box that we're seeing now, we can actually make this one a black, and say our W here, because blue box is what I want to use blue for, a blue box. So we can say this is like a W, yeah, and this is like a X here, okay, and we can say this is like a Y here, a Y there, a Y there, okay. So I'm just trying to label correctly to use the best color that we can use, and this will now be a W to complete a W, okay. So that is what we are saying now in that degree. So this is the way it actually should be. So we are saying a W, a X, and a Y, and that this Y now equals to W in the black degree. So we now have also this W and a X and a Y, which would also finish a Y here in the black degree here. So because X and a Y in the black degree. So now what we have in this middle now will now be an A will now be this A, and A I can see to pick that B here. So the B is in the middle here. So, and this is a C. And this is a C here. So this is a B here, a B and a C. So, and in the black degree, okay, in the black degree, so this might just be a X in that degree. So that is a X. So the old ABC is a X, and to give us also a Y in the black, which you may not even write, as in a black now. So just to complete that cycle, I'm just putting it for us to see. So, and that completes the W of the old red now. So we have three movement in 4 different times frame now. So this is the daily time frame here. So, and this is the 4-hour time frame here. So a W, a X, and a Y to complete what W here. So, and the X in the black, it's the ABC here. And you now have, another Y here to complete this structure here. So I believe that is clear. So this is the X now, which came down as really a single wave, which is correct. So, and we've done that, that is correct. And so we have these move to the downside here, the 5-wave structure. So which you might think, oh, it's an impulse, and probably we're going to. So once you deal with this as an impulse to the downside, we are looking at it as a potential impulse to the downside, and that there are levels you must break to say price is going to move further up. And again, you should still be having that at the back of your mind, that with this move, which appears a bit corrective, it could be the first wave. We're still not ruling out that possibility. So you don't get fixated in an idea, because this one went up in a correction. So what we are saying is that the 4th wave here may not have completed itself. So we might be having another leg and seeing this as an X that we are going to move up. But there is a level that price will get here that will tell you that, okay, this is not a wave 1 and a wave 2 here anymore. So I'm still waiting for this one to invalidate the possibility of wave 2 of this move. So once it's invalidated, then I can now confirm that what I'm anticipating as a WXY is what is unfolding. So you must know that. So it's not a straight jacket thing, but of course, we are looking at the structure carefully to see what exactly is playing out. Then we have said that again, that this is an X, and we believe that we are inside the first structure here, that we saw a W in the black. So this one will be in the black, okay? This is a blue now, which is a W. That's the way it's going to go. A W. So this is an X here. So, and this is a Y. So I'm just trying to correct some things now. This is a Y. And with this Y, we finish a W in the black. So that is what we are saying. And we are saying X also in this degree. Then we are going to see a W from this move in an X and a Y to finish that degree. So we want to see that move now. So now, when we are proposing this move, this is a potential. This you can't say this is wave 2. You can't take this one as a wave 1 of a bullish move. To think that this is a wave 2 of a bullish move, it is wrong. That is what's one thing that we can establish. Price is still coming down. So we can establish that this is not a wave 1 and this is a wave 2 of a bullish move or sequence. This is not it's a bullish sequence, but a corrective bullish sequence. That is what I'm trying to say here. It's a corrective bullish sequence, the way this had gone up. So if the wave that went up had done something like this, like a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 to the upside, then we can say possibly that's a wave 1 of a bullish, reversal. But because of the way it went up in a triad, so it's a triad, a 1, a 2, a 3 to finish an hex. And we can see this flat also in the middle before we had this. And this last wave is like a 5-wave structure. So it's like, a 3, 3, 5 structure really. A 3, 1, 2, 3, and the correction of the flat also here, 1, 2, 3, and before we now have this 5 wave to the upside. Now, and this one also came down like a 5 wave, but it's a motive wave. This went corrective wave to the upside. So this is the catch for us to know that this is not the way price is going to go up when they are changing the tide or the trend. So now, but one thing, there are two possibilities, which I'm repeating again for you to know. The first possibility is that, are we going to be seeing a break to the upside to now finish with 4, which means that we are looking for like a 7 swing structure, or, of that correction, which is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So we might be having a 5 and a 6 and a 7. So, and we've had 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4 already here now. So we have the 4, we need 3 swings more to finish it. So which means the first swing of the blue, W, the second X, and the Y, and we are turning down. So that's what we are looking for. So we're in the final leg, which I believe should be completing next week now. So with that said, where must price not break to still make this a valid 1 and a 2 for the downside? That is what we want to see. Now, like I said, so far, price does not break the low of this. We may be turning up. And I'm seeing that in the middle. This move, for me, is an impulse to the upside, which I know we have broken this structure now. We have broken this structure. If we look at this, this is a teaching, really. This is a teaching. If we look at this move here, where price must not break really is here. Let me use red for it. That is where price must not break in our movement to the upside. Price must never break this level in our movement to the upside to still make it valid. So you must know that to make it valid, price must not break 0.99500. So if price does not break 0.99500, let me try and use dash for it, okay? So if price does not break this level, it will still make this move like a 1, a 2, 2, further move down. So we are still looking at the possibility of this one. And that's why you can't just be selling or buying in the middle of structure that you don't know what exactly is happening. So you have to take your time. So we still have about how many pips to decide that that is what we are seeing. About 76, 77 pips to decide that that is the move that we're looking at. Now, do you want to sell from here? I don't want to sell from here. Why don't I want to sell from here? Maybe if I see a price action, but I don't want to sell from here because of what I'm seeing unfolding here and what had played out here. When we had this movement to the downside and we had this movement to the upside, we felt that, okay, it may just be the beginning of, let me do it again. So I'm taking my time to teach. So this is 61.8. And of course, rightfully so, it may have marked wave 2 to the downside. It may have marked that so that we are turning down. Now, when we think that way, that this is a wave 2, and this one had gone up in 3 waves, which is corrective for this particular movement, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3, and that is corrective. So we may say that, okay, a wave 2 has ended here. We should be seeing more downside. Then you must know that if you pick this one as your wave 2, and you want to see more downside, it means that this is a 2, then we are expecting a 3, of that degree. We have a wave 1, we have a wave 2, then we are going to be seeing a wave 3 of that degree. So if this one is coming down as a wave 3, because this one actually also came down, the way this one came down in 5 waves, this one actually came down also in 5 waves. That is what I saw. Yeah, to this point, before this flat structure. Yeah, it came down on the 1 hour time frame or 15 minutes time frame as a 5 wave, the way this one came down like that. And they now did this flat here before this move. Now, so if you take this one as a wave 1, and this is a 2 of it, of 3 now, 3-1, a 3-2, you are telling yourself that if this one is a 3-2 indeed, we should be turning down in less than 85.4 fib retracement to the upside to come down. So, and in that case, you may say after this move, we are seeing an A, we are seeing a B, and the C leg must not violate the 2 of 3, the third wave. So this is the second wave, and the third wave should be moving further down. That is not what we are seeing. I hope you understand me. So what I'm trying to say now, within this structure itself here, if it's like here, you are seeing this wave to this point here, this point, which is the first wave, we regard as the first wave. So if we do this, price had violated this as 85.4. And even if you now move the price down to where, well, this is, it's now incorrect to assume that it's like this. Really, it's incorrect to assume that. Even if you assume that, okay, this wave is still a wave, a wave 2, of this move. We have a 2, and we still now have a 3-1, and we want to see a 3-2. A 3-2 also has been violated because you see your 85, this is 90. Price had broken that. So it has made nonsense of that count. That is how to look at it. So if you had placed yourself from here, and once you see your 85, or 76 taken, it's the beginning of the end, that is not working out. They're not going to sell from here. So you may have thought that you want to buy from here, like I said, because if we see this as a WX in the red, and we are having the first leg of another zigzag to the upside, and this is a W, like I said during the week, and I said we should be expecting a X for us to complete this bridge here to have the last leg to the upside to break. And this may actually look extended. The way it's going, it may look extended, the way it's going up. So we'll be needing to count the structure. So we need the first wave to finish itself. Then we'll be doing a wave 2. So if you are still in a sell here, so far this level is not broken, price is still going to give you an exit if you're in a sell. So if you are finding your stop loss around 100 or 200, you look for, but I don't think price is going to push that high before we see a wave 2. Price may not even break this structure for now before we see a wave 2. And the wave 3 is going to break this structure to the upside. It may even break it depending on the internal structure here. So you have to begin to count. If you have not exited already a sell, this is going to break this. And I believe that this is going to eventually also break this from what I'm saying. Once this is broken, then it's eventually going to break this. So what will make sure, it will tell you that this level is going to be taken, this level here of 1.00 is going to be taken is when you have a bridge of 0.99500. So once that is taken, then price is going to eventually break to the upside. So if I were you and I'm still in the sell, I may just put my stop loss and I'm not still not out somewhere here and look for a wave 2 to the downside once it gives me probably something like this here, something like that. I hope you can see. So once it begins to give me something like that on the 4 hour, this doji here, once I see a doji, the doji might mark the 4 and 5 wave structure to end that structure for me to have a 2. So you look for, if you're looking for your 2, you look for your 2 around 50% of that retracement to the downside of 61, but it might not do 61. 50% will be your saving grace to come out, except you can count the internal structure and look at the flat that is going to give you, because it's going to probably give you a flat. It could give you a flat, on the 4 hour time frame like here, or it could give you a zigzag on the lower time frame, But once it's playing within that fib of wave 2 to the downside, that you exit yourself, and you cannot look for your buy, with a minimum risk. When you're looking for a buy here, you are still telling yourself, if the price didn't break this one, my buy is not valid. So, but once you now have, you pick your buy and price break this one, then you can say your buy is valid until you see to the end of a Y of the red. That is, and you still continue to count actively. So for a sell, we are looking for an exit if you have not had it. And if you pick a buy, we're going to pick a buy of a wave 2. And if we pick that and it's going to change, then we know. But you can't pick a buy at this level. Picking a buy at this level, you don't know. You're just risking your money as if one does not have a brain, to think. So we allow wave 2 because it's impulsive. We allow wave 2, and at the tail end of that wave 2, we can come in. Then when we come in, then we are not rigidly bound to the fact that it's still a zigzag, though it's playing like that when I saw it, and not until this is broken. Okay, so I'm just repeating myself for us to get that clear. So now we can see clearly where the thing is going. This has to be taken. So let's go inside of this structure to see where we are at the moment. Inside of the 1 hour, this is where we are at the moment inside of the 1 hour. So price, or before 1 hour, let me just get this straight. I want to get this level straight. The new level, I want to mark it now. So now, so let me just push this one a bit down now. So this is the new level now. So I'm going to push it down. So we are starting a new count. So I don't need all of this anymore. For now, I don't need this. And these ones, they have played themselves out. So what is still valid here? And okay, like I said, this is how they can get funny, not to get to 76 of this move because, you know, in a X, a corrective way to the upside and you are looking for X can play within 50 to 76 most of the time, but not more than 85. So this one coming to the upside from here to give us an X from where the red is, to give us an X, didn't quite, connect 76. You can see where 76, is standing. So it didn't quite connect 76. It went for this support here, and it's still valid anyway. Since 50 and 61 is broken, it's still valid to make it an X. So that's what I'm trying to show you. Price may not do what I will still leave it there, but I don't expect price to come to the downside and break that. Looking at the way this one had gone up. So even price break this one, it does not really matter to me. This is where price must not violate. If price should violate this one, it has changed the entire structure to a 1, a 2, and a 3 situation. But I'm not saying that anymore. Technically, it could still be a 1 and a 2 situation. That's what I'm trying to say. It depends on how we are now looking at it, except we're now saying that, okay, this move came down and the whole of this is A. If the whole of this movement to the upside is A and this is B, so we're going to see a C, and the C leg must not break this one. So if the C should break this one, then it is not what we are thinking. So even if it's broken, it breaks it. Don't take it as a C. That's what I'm saying. So you might still be in the one corner of your head, doubting that this is a movement of a correction of this is an A and a B and a C. And so if you're thinking that way, what kind of correction would that be? So if you look at it, this is the way we look at possibility of wave and structure to see what we are aligning. So if it's like this, and this is still within a zigzag, so you expect 100 extension. So if you're expecting 100 extension, at least, then you come in here, you pick this to this side, and back to this place. Now, back to this place, your 100 extension might still be falling around the red, which you might take. You can see it here. You might technically still take that. So, but you can't take 123 of it. That's technically, it will violate this wave here. It will violate it as a wave 2, a 1 and a 2 situation. So you must know that. So at this level is only 100 that you can take. You can still take 100 here. And then will it be 100 with this? Well, it could be. It's the way the momentum dies off here to get to this point. That is what I'm trying to say now. So don't still rule out, but this is a level that should not be cracked. And this move and this move can still play like an A, a B, and a C of wave 2, and we are seeing for the downside. So don't be rigid. That's what I'm saying. But again, something like I told you is telling me the way the price has been dying, that we may be seeing more upside. Until this one is broken, more upside. But do I want to sell from here? I will probably not sell until I get a price action that I might want to sell. So if I put a sell here, my stop loss will just be tight. Less than 10 pips, because I know from the structure I'm seeing that we are likely going to be going more upside. Then if I see a wave to the downside, I may want to also pick and put my stop loss at a 90, because if I'm looking at a wave 2 to the upside, then I should be thinking of a 90. Price should not break a 90. So very tight stop loss to buy if I pick a what an entry at this level if price comes back down. So this one is not going to continue to travel up, but it's still going to burn out. Give me a price action to sell maybe around this area at the level of breaking this area. It might break the top and slightly, and they will still come down to do it too before further upside. So that's what we are saying now. Now, with that said, let me quickly go inside of that. It may be long, section, but I think it worth it so that you see different possibility and different angles I'm trying to present for this wave, and where it will change for you to say, oh, this thing has changed, and this is how we look at structure. So you don't be rigid. You must see it. You must also try to see what the price is trying to do. So this is a new start for us. I still cannot tell where exactly this is in the middle. So going inside of 15 minutes, so this is still going to push a bit down to get that perfect level here. So just slightly down. So I think I'm there now. So this is just it for where the price. So inside of a 15 minutes now, inside of a 15 minutes now, this is still not giving me what we still have to see this burnout as a wave one, and wave two, we have to be seeing a wave two coming to the downside. Instead of 5 minutes, I'm not seeing this traveling to the upside as a motive wave. Let me see, instead of 5 minutes, can I see anything like that? Instead of 5 minutes. Yeah, inside of a 5 minutes. Is this a 1 and a 2 instead of 5 minutes? Let me see, because I need to see that. To this point, inside of 5 minutes, yeah, it may just be, yes, it may just be, this is like 50 here, and this is like a 61, so 0.8. So it may just be because inside this time frame itself, I must see an element of wave one and wave two. So this is still like a wave one and wave two. Inside this is the first push, and the second push, a running flat here to give me this a wave two. So I will probably stay within here. So what I'm trying to say now is what I'm seeing here technically is the end of this bit here. So that's the first wave. That is the first side of it. So the end there. So this may be after this wave, A, B, and a C here. And this is a running flat. So from this top here of that wave one of that structure, so we can see this is a 50, and this are taking more than a 50. So it's a wave two. So we have not confirmed, we are just seeing it unfolding. So on the 5 minutes time frame, you can see a 1, A, B, C of a 2. Then we are seeing the inside of a 3, the third wave unfolding here. So if the third wave is the one unfolding here, we are seeing this as the first move of the third wave, and we have seen the correction of that also. This is a 1 and a 2, 3 waves, and this after this 2, we have 3, 1 and a 3, 2 structure, and we are seeing the inside of this as a possible the third wave unfolding. So we still need to see more here. This may be dying off, but I still need more push. I still need more push to confirm. What I'm trying to say here is that if I'm going to take that into consideration, the possibility of a 1 and a 2, so this is a 1 and this is a 2. I will be seeing reaction for a 3, and I'm not getting that yet. I'm not getting that yet. So I should be seeing reaction around here. So this price may be pushing to the upside to this zone before I see a 4. Before I see a 4, and price may be breaking above this level before I see this wave finish its 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, because this is a 1 of it, and a 2 now to finish this 1 and 2 wave, and this is 161.8 here. So price technically will still be moving to the upside to finish a 3 around this area. The third wave should be finishing around this area. So I still need to see what is unfolding. So for me, if you are not out, if you are not out, if you're not out, you still have to endure hardship. Because it's still consolidating for more upside here now. That is what I can see. It's still consolidating for more upside. So the way I saw the move here, you won't see it because it has matched this is a 1 and a 2, and this is inside of a 3. So it has matched it. Is in this lower time frame. So it's going to finish with 1 in the 4-hour time frame. It has not even done it in the 1-hour time frame. It's just in the 15 and 5 minutes time frame that I'm seeing it. It's going to do in the 1-hour time frame and 4-hour time frame to come down. So 4-hour time frame is what we're looking at for a descent to get to once this one finishes, and look for a buy. And that is when you now probably exit yourself. But you can't, if you have not exited yourself, you should be in negative now. You should be in negative. It depends on where you entered. Price is already made it up to 986,700 now. So that's made it up to that level. So we are still going to be seeing more upside. We're still going to be seeing more upside. So which means that the price will break this level before thinking of trying to correct with 2. Price is going to break this top. It's going to break this top. This top now, let me just push it exactly to that level. Okay. Yeah, that level. So price will be breaking that top. Price is going to break that top. Price is going to break that top. So let me go inside of a 1 hour, no, 5 minutes again to pick the level. Okay. So to pick that level of where I expect an interchange, of course, it might break above that before anything happens. So we're just having a rough idea of what price will do. So let me do this. Let's take this. So with that done, okay. So with that done, we're getting close to the end of this. Which one is this? Okay. Where? Can you hear me? Okay, I think I'm still on. I'm still on. So this is potentially where we expect price to come to. This is 1.8 just before. Price should at least touch that level before we finish with 3. And if price potentially start with 3 at that level, so we said that with 2, be at this level. Of this particular degree, if with 2 will be at that level. I'm trying to project and trying to see how much you can endure So if it's going to be at that level, okay. So it means that between this level, we should be seeing a wave 4 of inside structure of that wave 3 that is going up. So which means that we should be seeing a push, you know. We're going to see if it's going to play out. So was my break up. Let me just put that at 50. So if that's, don't do this as a routine to think that price will not pull beyond a 61.8 here. So price, you're just trying to guide you in a way. So, and if this happens, now we now see a 3 and a 4. Okay, a 3 and a 4. So a 3 and a 4. Let me go inside 1 hour time frame. A 3 and a 4. A 3 and a 4. If that works out like that, then we can now say that a 5 of that wave, potentially where it can end, potentially where this wave 1 can end is here. Potentially, this wave 1 can end here. Potentially, it can end here. Potentially, it can end in that place before we begin to see a wave 2 to the downside. Now, potentially, it can end here means that would 3 end here. So you have to still wait for 3 to end of this of this time frame to end here to have a 4 to have this. So if you want to, if it ends here and you want to do a 4, you won't have a deeper pullback to exit. You might just wait until it completes that with 1, maybe a little more to the upside around. That was why I said maybe around 1.0 100 or thereabout. That's where you put your stop loss if you have not exited already. Then to wait for a deep pullback to wave 2 before you move. So the wave 1 that is going up may not break the top. That's what I'm trying to say. May not break the top before we see that pullback of the wave 2, but we'll see how it's going to go. So ultimately, this is where we are going. Ultimately, this is where we are coming to. Price should not do more than this. Price should not do more than this. And I believe that this wave will be ending very soon. It's not going to be like this. I don't think wave 1 should even get to this point, because we're going to run a 5-wave structure to the upside to finish up here. And this is where this thing can finish. So I don't believe that wave 1 may end very soon around this area. We have a wave 1 and a wave 2 and a wave 3 around this area if you're going to see wave 3. So we need to, once we see a leg to the downside, you draw your trend line to begin to guide price movement to the upside, to know when the momentum is being lost and is burning out, to know exactly if we're going to be turning down from here or from up here. So we shouldn't break above here. So that's what I'm saying. If it's going to be a zigzag, I don't expect that price is going to, anyhow, it's going to push beyond here. Price, I don't expect it beyond here. So the zigzag again, to look at it, will now be from here, itself of the low of the 3 to the W and to X here, and this is 100, and this is 123. So the first place to look is 100. But if it's going to go beyond 100, the way you count the structure here, 1 and 2 itself is very key. So, and how do you count that? You see this wave here. How do you count that? And what you're going to do once you have a pullback is to connect these two as if you're connecting W and the X. That is what you're going to do. So you connect this and the X. So once you connect that, W and the X, once you connect that, so you are looking for the first break. You know, once you see the first break, then it's telling you that the internal structure of probably the 3 has ended. So, and you're going to see a 4 and a 5, and you come to the downside. So, because it's the leg here for me. So you can see the way it's violated here. After this move, went up, violated, and this. Now, this is just the breach. That was why this one went up. But now we've done the breach here now. We are done with the breach. So you can see that we are done with the breach here. So we're in the final leg. So we're looking at the final leg. We're going to look at the final leg. So the breach here is done. So the breach also, how do we know that it's over? From this level, and you connect this point. So you can see you connect these and the first pullback and a break to know that this particular breach is over. Then after that breach is over, the way we had this move, this is, I believe, this push up is what we are beginning to see now. And once this one is violated up here, then we're going to push up to and between this zone here. So we need to finish with 1. The first pullback is where we can now enter to do a buy and to target this area of an exit and wait if we're going to get a sell setup here or around this area. So I think I'm done. I'm done here. I'm done here. I will be updating us further during the week. Thank you.